Check it out, guys. Today we're going to talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake. Alright, so check it out. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. They're remaking 1 and 2.
Yep.
Before we get into that, I want to show you guys, I love skateboarding. I want to say that, first of all. And I want to show you guys some of my sweet ramp moves real quick. Okay, so look, I can't skateboard at all, but I love Tony Hawk. I love this series, and the reason I love it so much is because I can do things in that game I can't do in real life.
It's true.
Like stay on the board, for example. Well, even then I sometimes wipe out. But so let's get into Tony Hawk 1 and 2. They're remaking it. It's not just an HD remake. It's going to be a complete, I guess, overhaul. What would you call that?
Well, yeah, that would be.
I mean, it is going to be HD, obviously,
yeah.
But
it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be upgrade graphics, obviously, up to 4K, whatever that means. But no,
it's super duper.
Yeah, it's going to look so lifelike.
So let's get into what we know is going to be in it right now.
Okay.
And then what we want to see in the new game, what we want them to add, because there's speculation on they're adding new things. So let's speculate on what those new things might be or what we want them to be. So first of all, what do we know? Talk about the original roster. Just, you know, for those of you who didn't play the original Tony Hawk games, they are okay.
Obviously Tony Hawk. Then you got Bucky Lasek, Steve Caballero, Jeff Rowley, Andrew Reynolds, Alyssa Steamer, Chad Muska, Eric Costin, Rodney Mullen, Rune Glifberg, Kareem Campbell, Jamie Thomas, and Bob Burnquist.
Right. And they're aging them to current day age.
Correct.
So Tony Hawk, when the first Tony Hawk came out in what, 01? 2000?
99.
99? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally 21 years ago. Tony Hawk is now 52, so he'd have been 31 at the time.
Wow.
So we're not going to get at least the original playable character, which now that we're talking about characters, let's get into that too. What do you want to see added to the roster? That's a good roster. That's an all-star roster right there, right? If there was a skateboarding Hall of Fame, and there probably is, and I'll get checked and people will put it in the comments. Most of these people, if not all of them, would be in it. Right?
Correct.
Anybody additional you want to see? Hidden characters. I know they've done like a young Tony Hawk in the past, like a 14, 13-year-old Tony Hawk, stuff like that. They've done Spider-Man. They've had Officer Dick available. Even in later games, and this is kind of what I'm referring to. Even like the rapper Lil Wayne.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in 5. So is there anybody on that list that you want to see that's not there, or maybe even...
I know they had Jason Lee as a character in some of the what was it, the Wasteland games?
I think Wasteland, yes.
But he wasn't playable.
He wasn't playable. Okay,
now, that might be an interesting thing.
Okay.
Have Jason Lee as a playable skater.
Okay. What about some of the other guys? Like, is it too much to ask to get like everybody from all the games into this? Is that too much to ask? Including like the Bam Margera's and oh my gosh, I'm drawing a complete Wee Man even. I know Wee Man was in later games, but he wasn't playable.
Right.
Wasn't
he in the Underground games?
Maybe.
Maybe
he
wasn't
so long, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's been
so long.
But Wee Man was a character in there at some point, at one point. Or Jason Acuna. Sorry. Let's show him some respect. But I don't know. What do you think? Is it too much to ask for like everybody who's ever been a thing, like put them in there, or are we being spoiled gamers at that point?
Well, I mean, no, they can definitely do that, but how they go about it is probably going to be the way the question. Okay. Because if they add them in there, it's probably going to be DLC. I'm gonna put it out there.
I didn't even think about that.
Because they're not going to put it in straight out the bat. They're going to be like, oh, guys, look at this. You can add these guys to the roster.
Okay. Man. Oh, man. Don't do that to us. Please. Activision, don't do that to us. Man, I didn't even consider that. And I got to be honest, that kind of bums me out now. Now, like I almost don't even want more characters if they're going to be like money, money, money. I hate microtransactions. I can't stand it in video games. I hate it in video games. That being said, though, they're not promising anything outside of the original rosters.
They're not at this point.
So it's kind of like, yeah, well, okay. And what's the price point on it? $40?
Yeah.
So at $40, maybe if you're like, well, if this were $60, maybe I got $20 to put towards DLC. Look, I'm saying I don't want it. I'm already trying to justify spending it.
Right.
I want like Jason Lee would be cool. Jason Acuna would be cool. Christian Hosoi would be cool. Like I want a big roster, man. I really do. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you got to have some unlockables, and I think they will. Your Officer Dix and Spider-Mans and stuff like that.
Sure.
Hopefully. Well, assuming they can get the license for a character like that, right? Which they would actually. Well, they can go through Sony to do it.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, the Sony Tony Hawk remake could have Spider-Man, whereas the Xbox one.
Oh, exclusive characters.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, I like that. I like that. Speaking of licensing, the original soundtrack is coming back, all but a handful of songs.
Right.
I don't know why. I can only speculate that they could not come to financial agreement, financial terms with the band or the label or whatever. Like that would, in my honest opinion, probably be the only reason why it wouldn't be. Maybe they said, "Here's what we're going to pay you, take it or leave it," and they said, "Well, we want this," and they said, "Well, I guess you're leaving it." I don't know. So that's cool, but the soundtrack to me isn't a huge selling point, honestly. Especially because of the way we used to play back in the day, and that'll be another topic altogether. But so let's move on to what are we getting in the game as far as gameplay goes? Not necessarily the look, but what are they like? Oh, we're gonna have all these things for you guys to do.
Right, like the what are they called? Not missions, but they're
the goals.
Goals.
The goals.
Right. Obviously they're talking about the original goals, but what if they added some new ones or they changed them up? What is it you would want to see as a goal?
Well, I think I hope it's just not let's combine goals from these games and old games and put them in there. Excuse me. Like combo, that goal combo, right? You got to spell out, collect the letter COMBO in one combo.
In one combo, yeah.
That came about in what, 4? Tony Hawk 4?
I think so.
I think. So like, oh, we're gonna add combo now. That's cool. Okay, but what else? Like that's been there, especially if you've been with the franchise in any amount of time. It's like, well, it wasn't there, now it is. Cool, but what else? What else do I want to see? I don't know, man, because it's usually you got your high score, pro score, 6 score. You've also got usually, do this type of move, a grind or a move over a gap or something, and then you've got like hit the 3 gaps. That's usually one. The secret tape, the cash, which later turned into stat points. Did they replace the cash altogether with stat points, or do they just add the stat points later on, where you can go and put them on your character? I don't remember which.
Yeah.
And then usually some level specific stuff like Tony Hawk. One, the first one is I think there's barrels maybe, or one of the maps is barrels, and you got to knock over the barrels or the boxes or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I expect all that stuff to be in there. Man, what new?
You know what I'd like to see? Like, whether it be once you complete the level or just as an optional or an option to the level, is like mirror mode.
Oh.
So
okay.
Everything, it's the same level, only you have to play it differently.
No, that's well, it makes me think of Double Dash, actually. Didn't Double Dash, they first did the mirror mode. Like you did the entire circuit over, just everything's reversed, everything's flipped.
Right.
So, but no, that'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting. Interesting. Okay, mirror mode. Take notes, Activision, because I know you guys are watching me. So let's see here. What else would I like to see? Tony Hawk has always given you a lot of goals. Like, do all these things. Would it be cool? Usually around 10 or so. Yeah, let's bump it up to 15. Why not? Get more out of it. Get more for your money, so to speak, I guess.
Sure.
Maybe even have goals where, like, a certain number of a combo, you know, a 20 trick combo or something like that.
Secret goals.
Tricks. Secret goals. Okay, right. Secret goals. You grind something X amount of time, boom, secret goal pops up. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That might be kind of neat to do. Don't make cheat codes disable trophies though, because playing fucking Moon Gravity is super fun when you know you can do a 10 million 80 in, you know, before you land. So don't make cheat codes disable. That's what I want to see. Don't make cheat codes disable trophies. All right, moving on. So they've talked about new moves. So I mean, I got some pretty sweet new moves that, you know, if you guys wanted to add it, I'm giving you permission right now. This counts as express written consent. So Eric, roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, obviously none of that's going to be in the game, but here's what I want to see. This is where I definitely want everything from Games Beyond 2, move-wise, to be in there. Okay. I want the revert, which I don't think came about until 3.
Right.
Okay.
So you can extend your combo.
Extend your combo, exactly.
On a half pipe or whatever.
Exactly. I want comboing while you're in manual or while you're in lip tricks, which I don't think came about until 4. And I was just playing 3 the other night, so kind of funny.
That might have been an underground.
What was it, underground? Well, either way, it wasn't in 1 and 2.
3.
Right,
yeah.
It wasn't in 1 and 2. So definitely have that. I definitely want to see, you know, all the specials and all that stuff. I'll be honest, I never really got too much into it. You know, we always like creating characters.
Sure.
And a move that's high point, that's super easy to pull off, no matter your guy's skill level, no matter how much you beefed him up with his ollie and his air and all that, was like the McTwist. So I always kind of went with something high point, super simple, but for everybody else, like, why not just give it all to us, throw everything in there.
Yeah. Sure. I was always a grinder, so like that's where I would build my points, is just one long grind throughout the level, playing several minutes after the timer ran out. Right.
And see, I was always a half pipe guy where I would get my combo going, and this is where I want that revert, and I want the comboing on the lip and comboing on the manuals, because I'll run it until I'm basically standing still, and I like to just, you know, on PlayStation, X triangle, you know, or sorry, square, triangle, circle, triangle, you know, just combo.
Right.
I want that. If we get nothing else besides the revert and comboing in manual and on lip tricks, then I'll be happy. Would it be cool to have a Nada spin in there, which was in later games? Sure. Would it be cool to maybe even jump off the board, which I believe was in...
It was in Underground.
Underground?
Yeah.
Sure, I know some people who didn't really like it, didn't care for it. I'm not gonna lie, it came in handy a few times when you were trying to extend that combo after the time. You know, especially if you're getting ready to wipe out, just jump off the board, and if you can get to a rail or something quick enough, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, get back on and continue doing it. So from that aspect and going for a high score aspect, it can be very useful if you use it correctly.
Sure.
So moves wise, give me the revert and give me the comboing in like I said, manual and lip trick. Like, what do you think? What is, to you, what's required?
I don't have anything special as far as the moves go. I mean, I worked with what I had. The jumping off the board was always a nuisance to me, because I would accidentally trigger it, and it would screw me up.
Okay.
It would, you know, screw my combo, whatever I was on, you know, because I would get off the board and then couldn't figure out how to get back into the combo, because I didn't know what was nearby, or, you know, I wasn't paying attention or something, you know. It was just more of a nuisance than a helpful advantage, and by all means.
Okay, so next topic. One thing that they're talking about, I mean, couch co-op stuff, which is great for you know, like us,
right?
But being able to go online, which you couldn't do in the first 2 games, and you know, probably competing in competitions and stuff like that. And I think, I don't remember if those were in the original 2, but that was something I remember playing in like 4 and beyond, where you know, you kind of got to a point where you hit a competition, you had to medal in the competition, and that was kind of the goal on that level. That's kind of cool, so bring that back. Online mode is cool, especially if it's done right. You know, make sure your servers are going to support and not crash like other games that I'm, well, actually currently playing. That's cool. One big feature would be the create a park feature.
Oh yeah, create a park. That's going to be in the remake.
Right, and go ahead.
It's definitely fun to create your own park, and you know, you can line up whatever your skill set is. Like if your skill is grinding, you can make a park that's specific to that. That'll let you extend your combos and just basically run rampant. If you're a pipe guy, you know, you can probably set something up just as good.
Well, I mean, to me that'd be easier, because if you set the pipe up to where it's, you know, the right distance, you can just in and out all day long. Like I think on Tony Hawk 5 there was a level that was kind of a bowl, but like a literal bowl, not like a pool, and you just all day like that, and I racked up big points doing that. I think they have to come strong with that feature, especially nowadays with games like Mario Maker. You know what I'm saying? That are super in depth. And if you want that to be a major feature in your game and something that keeps people playing, keeps that replay value, you know, high, you have to have a ton of options for it. Speaking of a ton of options, you've got to have a ton of options for Create a Skater, because that's something we're definitely going to do. This is something we do just in games in general, but Tony Hawk especially. Like, you know, back in the day, what would my guy have on? Backwards hat, the wife beater, and jeans, right?
Yep.
Even if that's all my dude's gonna wear, you gotta have a million options out there for people to do. That was like the wrestling games, 2K, and you know, even like No Mercy and whatnot back in the day. That was something that we were huge into, was the Create a Wrestler. And there was always a whole lot of options there. 2K fell off, I think, around like, I don't know, 14 or something, and then it came back strong with the Create stuff. So I think that's very important in my opinion, is the Create a Skater.
You know what I like to see, going back to the creative part, is because you mentioned Mario Maker. What if you could upload the park or your code or whatever so that somebody could play your park, but when you created it, you had to basically get the high score, and then that's what they were working towards.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So kind of have a game inside a game. I like that. So like if you set your high score at 50 million points, you got to be able to get those 50 million points, just like in Mario Maker. If you can't beat the level, you can't upload the level.
Right.
I like that. I accept those terms, and if you can't do it, you gotta lower the point value. And then, you know, there's obviously leaderboards on your park, and people can thumbs it up, thumbs it down, or do whatever, and you know, star it to like it or whatever. And I like that. And maybe even have like a feature section. You know what I'm saying? Like of the creative shit, man. You can do a whole game just like Tony Hawk Create a Skate, like game. Like there you go. I just named your game, Activision. You're welcome. Wow, they could actually get really in depth with that. I really think they can get in depth with that.
They could.
In depth, deep. They can get deep. I think we covered everything. So for me, it's a buy. I got to be honest. It's a day one buy for me. $40. I love the Tony Hawk series in general. $40, 2 games, and a lot of added in stuff. Why not? I'm in. That's 2 more platinums for me. What do you think? You in? You out?
Oh yeah, no, I'm in. But okay. You know, it's not one where I'll need a physical copy. Okay. I can probably go digital with that. So, but that's digital's convenient for me because I don't have to get up and switch to disc.
Sure.
So
sure. I mean, you know me. I'm gonna go physical.
Oh, of course.
So speaking of physical, if you were lucky enough to get a hold of the collector's edition, it was kind of neat. It came with the game. It came with actually a soundtrack. It came with a birdhouse board, which is Tony Hawk's brand. So, you know, in theory, it's quality.
Yeah.
In theory, like if his name is on it, I would think it's quality.
$60 board. So.
Right. And it also came with one of those tech decks, like the finger decks.
Right.
Like the exclusive Tony Hawk.
That
Pro
might
Skater.
have been for a specific store, but...
Well, so apparently, and they're sold out, so talking about it right now is kind of moot, but
Right.
The tech deck was going to come with everything else, actually, and it was online only, so even if you went in store, they basically would have made the online purchase for you, and you'd have paid it, you know, right then with your card and whatnot. So it unfortunately probably won't be one of those things where someone didn't pick it up because it's being shipped right to their house. A lot of times with special editions and stuff like that, if people don't come get them, they'll put them back on the shelf and make them available for, you know, people like us that were slow getting it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case with this, because again, it's shipped right to their house, and you can't even order it unless you paid for all of it right then. So it was $99. So I guess if you want one and couldn't get it, you might have to pay scalpers fees on it. So we'll see. But Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 HD remakes, I'm in. You get 2 thumbs up, 2 chodes up. I'll make the joke before y'all do. So, all right, guys. So check it out. And that little sketch comedy that I did right there, yes, I actually went out and bought a board just for that. And, you know, I can't skate, I don't skate, and yes, it's a cheap $30 board from Target. However, I'm going to give this thing away. I'm going to have all the guys sign it, and I'll ship it out to you for free. You don't have to buy anything to get your name entered. All you have to do is go and follow us on Instagram.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Instagram, tag us in a photo, and make sure you put like hashtag, I don't even know, like give me something skateboarding. I put you on the spot just now. Yeah, I did. Hashtag Tony Hawk.
Well, let's do it by this is a redo skateboard, so do hashtag redo.
Hashtag redo, REDO, because I definitely want to redo on my crappy skateboarding skills. So go follow me on Instagram. It's at ShadyJ1908. Go follow Rufus on Instagram.
At @the_roofdog.
At @the_roofdog. The only way you are entered is you follow us both. You don't necessarily have to tag us in anything. That's just kind of extra, just so I know you got to this part of the video. But we'll go after this video comes out. We will see. You know, we'll put together who followed what, or just fucking follow us both and tag us both in a picture. Hashtag redo with picture of Tony Hawk, or you skateboarding. That might be kind of fun. You skateboarding, or whatever. So actually, you know what? You do got to tag us in some. That just makes it easier. Tag both of us in it. Follow us both, or you won't be entered. We'll pick a winner. We'll send it out. Probably won't even make a big deal about it, announcing it. You'll just get it in the mail one day, and then you can hashtag us again once you get it. So thank you for watching. Good luck. Yeah, that's it.
Have fun skating.
Wear pads, guys. I didn't wear pads. I got knocked around a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, I fell. And, you know, it is what it is.
What are you gonna do? Wear pads.